person in.
There's one person in there.
Hello, we are
Hi.
live. How you doing, Safan?
I'm doing good, girl. It's Thursday. Hey, week winding down. It's Memorial Day weekend. Listen, I'm well.
What are you doing for Memorial Day?
Nothing. Well, I don't have any plans. I want to go to a park on Saturday.
A park
That's
day.
that's all I got. That's all I got. I want to be outside on Saturday, but then I'm looking at the forecast today. It's supposed to be raining, so I don't know. I don't know. It's like it's been beautiful. It's beautiful today. It was beautiful yesterday. I just want to be outside on Saturday, just chilling, decompress. It's been a long week already, so I want to decompress. And I don't know. So that is the only plan. How about yourself?
I'm going to my
Oh,
sister's graduation. She's graduating
excited,
high school,
excited.
and so I'm gonna be in DC.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah,
I,
that's
I
nice.
haven't, I haven't even checked the weather, so I'm not sure what it's given. I hope it's nice because I would love for my dad to barbecue.
What does it feel like that this weekend? It felt like it was. I was
Like,
eating something good. Feel like a watermelon ass weekend.
I cannot. A whole watermelon ass weekend.
It does.
Y'all, listen, we just gonna give some people some time to join. This is our first Be Live. Fawn, I'm gonna go on our Instagram. You wanna just start talking and just telling people who we are and
Okay,
what we're
okay,
going
sure, sure. What you about to go to Instagram and do? Just talk to the people. You
through.
coming back
Yeah,
on?
I'm just telling them to come on Facebook.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, Sarita's over on the IG. Yeah, we're EstroHaze. I'm sure you guys know by now. EstroHaze. We are three women who host a platform, a multimedia platform that highlights the women, the business and lifestyles of multicultural women in the cannabis industry. So we've been doing this full time for about a year now. Started a couple years ago and really hit the ground running. So Esther Hayes has recently collaborated with Rough Draft, which is a company that highlights freestyle artistic expression down in South Florida. Also done some events in New York. So we've collaborated to bring an event that highlights cannabis health and wellness along with art. So we found this to be a very seamless marriage, just highlighting the effects of cannabis on your artistic experience and your process, and how we don't talk enough about how the use of cannabis can enhance the creative process and what it does to just relax you and relieve anxiety so that you can really focus in on your work. So we're trying to highlight that and champion that and celebrate that in sunny South Florida. So to bring these two companies together to make this happen is just really exciting because the marriage is there and we really just don't talk enough about it. About like, we don't. But it's such a staple though once you think about it. Think about like,
I was just
you
gonna
know,
ask you. I was
yeah.
gonna ask you how have you ever fused your creativity with cannabis? Like, do you
Oh
use the
man.
process?
Yeah, you know what? It's so interesting because it really depends on where I am, like naturally unenhanced. That uh helps to identify how the cannabis reacts to me or what it does for my creative process. So I've been in an emotional state and consumed and written because I write
Yeah.
first. I'm a digital maven, but I do content. I'm the chief content officer for Estro Hayes, but a writer first. So I do. If I've tried consuming and writing before, and sometimes it's vomit, it's brain vomit. You know what I mean? You can get it all out, and it's cathartic, and you feel really great afterwards. But sometimes I notice that I can overthink my work after
Mhm.
I've consumed. Like, this is trash, or what was I really saying, or this. I can get extra critical. So it can be two different ways. But I do know the common denominator is that I focus in. I
You
focus
focus
in.
in.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And I want to say almost regardless of strain. I can't even tell you half the time what I was smoking. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's indica, sativa, gorilla, glue, girl. I can tell you. But the common denominator is the focus.
And does it
Hmm.
like get you in a vibe? Like
Yeah.
what's the process if you're sitting down to write and
Hmm.
walk the people through your
So
process.
the process is, before sitting down to write, if I decide to write and I do want to consume to do so, like I'm gonna write something. Let me roll up. You know what I mean? So exactly that. I'll decide to write something, roll up. Generally like I'm a blunt girl. I'm trying to work my way out of that, but I'm a blunt girl. So I give me a frontal, and
Come on, girl.
yeah, I am. So I'll roll up and just trying to gain perspective, because that's the best part of the medicine for me of cannabis is the perspective adding. Dude, I could be thinking something just totally left, and then I consume, and it kind of like broadens my perspective. So I'm almost reliant on that before I start writing. Like, okay, I want to open up. I do have this topic or this subject, but I want to open up about it. I want to learn, how do I really think or feel about this? And then again, after I consume a little more, two things can happen. I either am no longer motivated to write because I better do something else, or I sit down, and again, like I said, it can become vomit. Oftentimes when I consume, it's free writing. It's not like an expository essay, or I'm trying to like write this. I mean, it's just kind of free writing. I just kind of want to get some things out, and it helps to do that. And like I said, sometimes you get in your head about it, like, okay, does this even make sense? But if I'm just journaling, it's freeing.
Mm-hmm.
The inhibitions are lowered, the perspective is widened, and you just kind of let her rip.
Yeah.
So it's great. So I'm really interested. Speaking of the event, I'm really interested to see how or what it does for other people, particularly like visual artists. I'm so intrigued by
Yeah.
what I can't do. Like I can't do. I can just draw a sun and a small head for and a stick figure. Like I can't. I'm not an artist. I'm no visual artist. So just I'm really interested to see how that works. So we have Art 420, coming to the event, and that's what they're based on. Art 420 is based on art and the creative process and cannabis, and the artists will be highlighted there. So just really interested in learning more about this fusion with
Mm-hmm.
cannabis and art. How about yourself though? Like how does cannabis enhance your process?
So when I'm really, trying to get my Zora Neale Hurston, James Baldwin critically acclaimed beats on,
Vibe on.
I try to like be very what's the word, methodological about
Okay.
about it. And it's like,
Okay.
okay, let me roll up, let me
Okay.
light the incense, let me
Mhm.
get the music right.
Yeah.
It's a whole process,
It's a thing.
and it's the same. Like it can go really well, and I'm in a vibe, and I'm just like pumping out. I'm more than likely going to be writing poetry. That's what I'll write.
Okay. Dope. Dope.
Or the next day I look at it again, and I'm like, now, girl,
What was that?
what in the hell
Girl, I know.
was that? Because
I
it's
know it.
some nights, I feel like I'm on fire. I'm Jill Scott out here. I'm Erica
What?
Badu. I'm like, didn't. And don't let me be listening to the right album. It's like,
Girl.
y'all not ready for
True
me.
artiste. True artiste. Yes. Yes. I know. I know. And
So,
sometimes you read it back. Say what was that?
you're like, what happened here? Yo,
Mm-hmm.
but I've never done, I'm honestly too chicken to get up and do any sort of like freestyle art,
See,
spoken word. So how the hell is that even
yes. And you
work?
know what? And I think a lot of people feel that way. That's why the writing element is so important. Because since there is a writing element at the elevated artistic experience, you are literally like there's chaos going on. It's music, it's people, it's drinks, and you're literally sitting in the corner just at a laptop. So people seeing these words, and oftentimes you don't even know who's writing. You know what I mean? Because we also have a floating keyboard, a keyboard that just gets passed around the venue.
What? Wait a minute.
Yes,
What?
yes, there's a keyboard that just it's a keyboard, it's a wireless keyboard, and like say I'll start off with a line like cannabis enhances my creativity, especially on Sundays. Pass it back. So the story just builds off that, and it gets utterly ridiculous. You have to know the more people drinking, the more the story never is cohesive. It never makes any sense. But it's supposed to be trying to connect the audience by creating one piece
Uh-huh.
line by line through the audience members. So the audience only read the line above you, and you kind of build off of that by just writing a line or writing a word or writing a statement.
So, okay, so is that happening throughout the event?
But
And people are still on stage doing
yeah,
their
yeah, but it's a
thing?
quiet thing. Yeah, it's gonna be happening like it's like it's a quiet thing. It's not like a hey, I'm writing now. It's like somebody gets in it. You know
And
what I mean?
on a projector,
It's on a
and then
projector. People
uh,
seeing struggle. Mm-hmm.
Comedian Kitchen he's on stage and he's doing his comedy routine. Get the
Yes.
fuck out of here.
So it's
Listen, Rough
crazy.
Draft.
It's a lot going on. So, but again, for those artists who don't want to necessarily freestyle, some of them choose to write. So we'll put on a track. And sometimes it gets, I mean, honestly, it really does show the creative process because sometimes it gets deep depending on what you put on, and somebody will start writing depending on the vibe or the tone of the music, and it's all instrumentals. And sometimes people write and it gets really vulnerable because they aren't on stage, because, they can just get it out there and it's kind of anonymous. People can kind of see you, but no one's really paying attention. And it can, so people who are shy, don't really want to get on and freestyle, sing or monologue or paint, you're more than welcome to write. And it's just, it doesn't just benefit the audience, it's so beneficial. And what we do is you give us your email address, we send your piece with your track to you afterwards so that you can reflect on it and just like, oh, I did write that to that. They love that song and I wrote that. And we've really gotten some great work out of it. I mean, so that's, and honestly, it's so fun that once the vibes start hitting, people right there, I want to get on and I want to do a song. And sit your drunk ass down. You know, but it's like people do. The inhibition's lower, and it's such a sense of community that it's no place to be afraid. It's especially when we talk about it's cannabis, y'all. Y'all know the community building that comes from cannabis. It's cannabis, it's art, it's a lot of your peers. You know what I mean? Everybody in the room's artists or art appreciators. So they get it. And they know, and you don't always have to freestyle. So you can come with a prepared work. We just encourage the freestyling aspect. So you can come with works that have been previously prepared that you want to share with the audience, that you're workshopping, that you want to get some audience feedback on. So it really is kind of like a think tank. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like a creative workshop that's happening in the backdrop of beautiful Miami with cannabis and creatives and some dope music and some signature cocktails.
So tell everyone about the prompts, the related prompts,
yes.
and how that's going to work. Because I might have to get up on this stage and
yes. So cool. So the related prompts are, and you can opt in or out of that, but it's definitely for our more seasoned talent who's just with going off the fly. So if I gave, let's say, Lump, we have Lavish and Looney artist Lump. I want to see how it felt the first time you consumed. He's a visual artist, so you'd want his art. How the first time you consumed it, and you'd want his art to reflect that, whether he was hazy or I mean, I don't know. I can't dictate the artist, how they would translate that because, like I said, my brain doesn't work like that. But so they would go like that. If it's Comedian Kitchen, and I'm like, tell him, I want to know again about the first time you got hot. Now I already know his story on that, and it's completely hilarious. I do hope he goes into that. But you freestyle and give that. For a musician, you'd say something like, "Yes, the cannabis industry is booming." But just, I want you to take a moment to think about all the Black and brown people that are still incarcerated. How does that make you feel? You know what I mean? And you kind of like to evoke that tone. So we'll just be throwing out little prompts out there to kind of stretch the artist a little bit so they can say something. I mean, just know that it'll be cannabis related. We won't give you the prompt beforehand as a part of us getting to see how you work that out. But we're going to just try to definitely find a direct marriage because it's there. I mean, you see it haphazardly, like in hip hop, and you see everybody in the studio rolling up before they get in. You see all these visuals, but we never really talk about it or explore the process. Through the prompts and through freestyle and through prepared works, we plan on doing that on June 14th.
Okay, and the venue, because the venue the venue is sick.
Oh my God. So this venue is everything. It's in like the downtown kind of art district, kind of Wynwood area. Area's popping. The venue is called 1306 Miami. So check it out. Check out the website too, 1306miami.com. It's at 1306 North Miami Avenue, down in Miami. I would caution you guys to get there on time because parking is parking. Is downtown. You get what I'm saying? So parking is something that you should be mindful of before you get down. Uber's always good, honey, because then you ain't got to worry about parking anyway. But the venue, it's an indoor-outdoor venue. We have a little like lounge, smokers lounge that we have going on, popping off at the venue. I mean, it's just, it already has a vibe. So the venue's vibe coupled with our vibe, it's just bound to be a good time. It's very Miami. That's what I think of. A lot of foliage and wood and you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's really, really nice. But I encourage you guys to check it out. Again, that's 1306 Miami, 1306 North Miami Avenue. On June 14th, and it really was. It was a great find. Oh, we stumbled on. I mean, we went through the ringer trying to find this video too, trying to find what was just right, and landed there. And landed. It really is just right. So
Yeah.
please, please don't hesitate to check it out because it's some dope Miami-ness.
Now,
Yeah,
just put in the um, Eventbrite. So if you guys want to learn more, you
please.
and go and grab your tickets and please share with all your Miami folks. Um,
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And if you want to participate, like,
just put that in
please.
too. I was like calling all
Mhm.
artists and creatives, info at EstroHaze. Fawn, what kind of talent?
Oh man. Okay. So I've been very careful to say self-identifying artist. Now, when we say who wants to, what kind of talent can participate or wants to participate, self-identifying artist, because it really, I mean, art can come from anywhere and anything. Right now, though, I mean, we have comedians, we have visual artists, we have acoustic guitarists, we have monologists, we have dancers. We have, I mean, it really is everything. We've had in the past, we've had a barber come and literally cut hair live on stage while the music was playing. Yes,
y'all had
really dope.
y'all
Yes,
had
literally a girl, yeah, shaved the side of her head on stage, got a design while the music thumping, and it was just super dope. We had a 83-year-old contortionist before in New York, like literally an 83-year-old on stage putting her legs behind. I mean, that's why I say self-identifying artists, because if you find art in your work, you're welcome. I
Mhm.
mean, we've had cyclists do routines. You know how
That's
Soul Cycle
what
is a big
I
thing
saw.
now?
I saw
Dude,
that on in the video. You guys, we got a video that's about to be circulated about some
yeah.
past rough draft
Man,
events, and I was like, "Yo, are those bikes?
like
Wait, but those
bikes. And
are
when
like
I tell you
stationary bikes."
they brought them there on a truck. And when I tell you they got down full on routines
So
on
what
bikes,
was the art? The art they did a dance routine.
a dance routine on the bikes while exercising. I mean, it wore you out just looking at it. But when I tell you, it's like, yo, like that, it really did show you that art really is everywhere. It's where you make it. So that's why it's like, I hate to even include the type of art that we're looking for because we're probably excluding your particular art. You know what I mean? And I hate to do that because we've seen so many uh, different, unique things, so many unique forms of expression that, I mean, if you find, that's why if you self-identify as an artist, if you find your way of creating to be artistic, and you don't mind sharing it, we're talking to you. I'm telling you, what to have a barber like, yo, I'll cut some hair on stage, and I feel like I'm good at it. I was like, all right, dope. And the girl really shaved beside her head. I mean, we had a tattoo artist. I don't know
So the
whatever
girl
happened to her.
volunteered to shave her.
Yeah, to shave
So
beside
she
of her
didn't.
head.
She wasn't,
No,
one of the people pushed in the audience like televangelists.
no, girl, no. It was like, I'll shave it. And he did it and put a funky design in it. And she rocked it for months. And she kept reshading and reshading until she decided to go it back. So, like, literally left with a whole new look after Rough Draft. It really is such an explorative and expressive event. And that's what makes it so fun. And it really, I hope people get that it's so not pretentious. So that's why it eliminates the fear factor. It really is like, hey guys, let's come create in a very interactive environment and let's have fun while doing it. And now with EstroHaze is let's acknowledge the role this plays. I mean, with us, I mean, yeah, in our communities, oftentimes we think cannabis high, but no, let's do you even realize that you're medicating when you're doing it? Let's talk about what it's really doing to you and your process and your artistic expression. Let's talk about that and let's be more intentional when we consume about how this is informing our process. So yeah, the acts. I mean, and we have those of you in Miami who are familiar. Kitchen's gonna be there, Fat and Funny. We have Lump, Lavish and Looney, esteemed artists down there. We have Rude Lash, if you guys know Teddy and Tristy, the dancing tandem from Live in Color and from the Dolphins and all that. They're gonna be there. We got a couple of the coolest politicians flying through too. You know what I mean? To show their face and the plays. And oh man, we do. We have Butterfly, guys. Butterfly, the poet, huge poet down in Miami. huge party that poured down in Miami. Big Rough Draft fan. She's gonna be there, dude. It's gonna be live, man. It's gonna be, and you're gonna be there. People who's out there, you're gonna be there too. Just like come, and hit me up at info@estrohaze.com. Hit us up so that we can check you out and say, hey, y'all, it's in the clip. Say, I want to be on too, and then look, there you go. It's really just that simple. It's in the portfolio, clip, YouTube link, Instagram page, something showing you expressing your talent, and then we can take it from there. As long as you're willing to share, we're willing to have you. So, yeah, I'm really, really excited about it. Obviously, I hope you can tell that.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely looking forward to it. What is that? Is that a latte?
This is a latte, girl. I went to the cafe, got a latte this morning, and it's hot outside, girl. Man,
I still like hot coffee in the spring.
Girl, yes,
I
do too. Apparently, I was like, I just turn on this AC in a moment, honey. But yeah,
I cannot. Okay, so another thing I am looking forward to is the CBD lounge.
Yes.
That's not open for everybody. That's actually limited tickets, y'all. So you got to come quick and in a hurry. But that's a whole nother elegance.
Yes. Exactly. We're going to also have some like products for people to try. And again, it ain't for everybody. Like she said, like Sarita said, it's not for everybody. We got some products for people to try, just informative conversations and really incorporating the health and wellness aspect. Yes, we're talking about the creative aspect too, but the health and wellness aspect. So encourage you to bring like family members and those you're trying to bring into the fold. I know in our community, I know this even personally, seems to be like a little apprehension still about just kind of like learning the benefits and really taking advantage of the benefits of CBD and cannabis. So you can bring those who you just want to kind of inform in a relaxed environment, very non-threatening, you know what I mean? Very non-pushy. So, and we're going to have some products there. You can bring your CBD products if you like. And it's really have even a sense of community in there, y'all. The room has a vibe. I'm not gonna lie to you. The room has its own vibe too. You know what I mean? So it's like, come outside, people out to watch a little bit of the acts and to get into the vibe, but it has its own thing. But those are limited tickets because again, there will be special, assets allotted to the people in the CBD lounge. But yeah, you're welcome to join too. The space is still there for you.
Yeah.
You gotta go in and get those tickets now. So yeah, that's gonna be dope too. I mean, live band. Did I mention a live band? We have live music there. Live music there. And honestly, it's always fun. The live band does a little battle with the DJ. Like they'll play a song, the DJ will play a song, the band tries to duplicate the song. That gets really fun too because it gets real competitive and the band's always dope. So oftentimes they win. I mean, it's fun. I keep emphasizing that because that's like the perfect way to describe it. It's fun. It's necessary. It's perfect for the fun. It's summertime. It's going to be great.
Word. Cannabis, art, wellness, backdrop of Miami, Rough Draft and EstroHaze. Kicking off the summer.
Oh, girl, right?
And I'm so glad you said to bring, people bring your families. This is it's important.
Yeah.
It's mad important. And even with that, like there are tables that are available. Inside, outside tables that seat up to 4 people, the Eventbrite, all the ticket information, the venue information, where you can send your talent, your clips, your art, is in there. And we even have a question, are you a blunt girl? Just because earlier in the conversation, Fawn said that she's a blunt girl. So, self-identifying artists, that is what we are seeking. And we're so excited. Like, EstroHaze is a media company, and we're looking to really come out and touch the community and doing it in a big way. Safan, did you mention that you are from Miami? I don't know.
I don't know if I mentioned that. Yeah,
she's a native.
Miami is my hometown, y'all. Shout out to New World School of the Arts. I went to New World School of the Arts. That's where the whole, obviously the whole fusion between, how it's marriage. Started Rough Draft. That really, even the catalyst for that did come from my theater background at New World and just having a fond appreciation the arts and what it does to community and the impact it has on community and expression. So yeah, from Miami, born and raised, Carol City, CC, to the death of me. Yeah, so I do encourage. I mean, I'm in Brooklyn now. I'm doing this BK thing, but still a Miami girl. But so yeah, please come and say what's up to your girl. If I haven't met you yet, fun time to meet each other. You know, build a sense of community. I am your Canna sister.
I can't.
So, so come through. Mm-hmm.
I am your Canna sister. All right, I want to give you a prompt, and you freestyle.
Oh, see, I freestyle right. See, I can't freestyle like this.
You
have my
freestyle
word.
right. You just say it out loud.
All right. Okay, go ahead.
And I know the story, so I don't. Well,
God. What is it? What's the story? Jesus.
Describe the first time you got high with your partner.
What's that with my partner? Like my partner as in my mate, my fella?
Yes.
First time I got high with my fella.
Or
okay. You know, first. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, or if you can't remember like exactly
I can remember that. First time I got high with my fella, though he wasn't my fella just yet. It almost like he became my fella by way of us getting high.
That's the story that we want to hear. That's the one. That's the one. That's it.
So I mean, honestly, my sweetheart, I met him by way of cannabis. He was the first person I met in Brooklyn. So I was like, I had a coworker, and I was working in the city. I had a coworker, and she's like, well, "Where are you moving?" I'm like, "I'm moving to this particular neighborhood." And she's like, she knew what I enjoyed, so she's like, "I know somebody who enjoys what you enjoy, and he lives like right around the corner from you, like right down the street from you." I'm like, "Word, introduce." So they introduced, and we introduced strictly platonically. He liked me then. He denies it, but I felt it. I saw it in his eyes. He liked me then. Yeah. So we started to consume often together, and really was able to cultivate like a friendship in that space for a couple years. So it was a couple years of just him liking me. I knew it, and us consuming, like, you know, really just. And that's the power of cannabis, because it really does cultivate that. Like, that is the connector. That's the connector. Like, what do we have in common? This. And we have this plant, the enjoyment of this plant in common. And it really does allow for the flow in conversation and openness in conversation, a less inhibited conversation. So having that over the course of years allowed it to kind of like seamlessly transition into a relationship. I don't even think we ever said, like, do we go together? It was more like, we go together. You know what I'm saying? And it was literally, that was the catalyst. That was the catalyst. So first time consuming together was just as two people who live in Brooklyn, introduced by a mutual friend. Fast forward 4 years. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's happy. Great. Yeah. So now we argue over the consumption. Like, you just smoked all out the cake. So now it's a whole different thing. So
cannabis,
yeah.
love,
yeah,
cannabis art.
All of it. I'm telling you, it's the root. It's the root of all things good. Of all things good. It is. Mm-hmm.
Well, what you get? Go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm going to give you a prompt. Let me give you a prompt here. Okay. You can take this anyway, but this is a question for you. Tell me about the first time you consumed that it mattered. That it mattered. For whatever, however, the first time that it mattered.
Ooh. Okay, so the first time it mattered when I had got out of a really toxic relationship, and that person that I was in the relationship with was the person who actually, you know, always, you know, had the weed.
Yeah.
And I still wanted weed, but I did not want to have to call him and ask him for nothing.
You couldn't.
Not going back to the dark side. And I had to put my big girl drawers on and reach out left and reach out right and say, "Hey, does anybody have a connection in the neighborhood?" And they came running. They came with 2 or 3 people, and I said, "Hey, now this is my coin. This is now my investment."
Yes.
I was no longer on the sidelines saying, "All right."
Smoking when he smoked. You gonna roll up? You gonna roll up?
You know?
You ready to roll up? No, this is when you ready to roll up.
Yeah. Ready.
Yeah. Yeah. So the first time you it mattered is when you kind of gauge your independence with it.
Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah. Yeah. So these are the kind of prompts that we want you guys to create to. Like let's really thinking about it and like what it really does, being more intentional about it. And if the prompts help you to kind of become more intentional naturally because you are forced to think about it. So that's gonna be interesting to explore. It's interesting to explore that right here, right now. Like, dang.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Any final words?
any final word is June 14th, Thursday. It's about 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, 21 days from today. It's 2 weeks from today, 3 weeks from today, exactly, actually. Um, check us out. It's totally worth it, even if you want to just come for a vibe and to just enjoy.
Mhm.
You don't have to participate. You really can just come appreciate. We have a lot of appreciators in the crowd too. Those who appreciate both and or cannabis, art, or both. Um, check us out. Visit the website estrohaze.com. We have information about the site there. About the event there. Check us out on our social, EstroHaze, IG, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. Also, Rough Draft, RD Inc., RDINC, Instagram, and all that kind of stuff. And the Eventbrite. Listen, y'all, you sleep as long as you want to. Don't be when the CBD lounge, when it's popping off, don't come peeping in there.
Yeah.
Come Thursday, because we're telling you now, with 3 weeks notice, to please, please, please do it now. We don't want to hear it. Don't come tapping on my shoulder. Fawn can't do nothing.
No,
Fawn
you
can't do
cannot.
nothing. Fawn can't do nothing. I don't want to hear it. I want to hear that. But yeah, check out the Eventbrite, 1306 Miami.
And
How about you? Any
bring your
last words?
family, bring your friends. It's
Oh,
like Fawn said, like the links is all in the comments here, y'all. The venue is so beautiful with a garden. Don't miss out. If you got, your family, that we got tables. Tables come with a
mm-hmm.
bottle. Tables
Oh,
also
talk
come with
about that.
access to the smokers lounge. You can just get smokers lounge tickets along with your general admission. And if you're fancy, we know this is Miami, so some of the girls just want to come and show a look. Some of the fellas just want to stunt. So
Yes, yes,
that's also
indeed.
why we
All
have
the, you know.
tables for you, so you can
Mm-hmm.
stunt and live your best life.
And have
And
your bottle right there. Your
have
bottle's
your
right
bottle
there.
right
You ain't got to go to no bar. You ain't got to be no hassle. Just have your bottles right there. Patch up. Like I said, 4 people, y'all patch up. Get the bottle. The services, the specials are on all the sites and stuff.
Well, that's it for now.
Tis been real.
Okay.
All right. June 14th, y'all. Thursday. Miami, 1306. See you there.
Bye, guys.